Hey everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm using the new 3D Delights pop-up set and I'm going to make a hat. I'm going to make it so it's a lady's hat, but it could be an Easter bonnet. You can turn it into a top hat, magician's hat, any kind of hat that you like. This is a really fun die set which will create lots of different things. So I've got that one, and then I'm pretty much using everything from the new release apart from the two new embossing folders, but I have used these on lots of other samples. And I'm also bringing back the stamps and dies from the Showstopper collection, so the flowers and foliage and the butterflies at galore. They work perfectly with this. And then I've taken the lovely orange gingham from the new paper pad there, so that's the 3D Delight Perfect Paper Pack, and you've got the sentiments there with the dies to cut them out. And then I've taken a bit from each of these sets. You've got the new floral and hats, and then love and cake. So I've used the hairpin and the foliage there, the gloves, and then from this one I've just used the strip there without the detail to cut it in the gold, and I've used the hearts as well. So I'll talk you through everything I've cut. So starting from the back here, I've got the two largest circles. The biggest one with the scallop detail I've cut in this colour here, and then I've cut two of this one with the slots, one in that same colour card and then one in the pattern, so I just want the whole hat to be this pattern, and then you've got that detail around the edge. So I just stuck them on top of each other flat, let them dry, and then just reinforce the folds again. Make sure your slots all line up. Then I've cut two of the largest circle with the tabs, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did on this piece. I'm going to cut the tabs off of this one and stick it on top and then fold it, but I just want again the whole hat to have this pattern. Then I've cut myself two of the largest rectangles with the tab, and then you've got your mats and layers there. I've just cut the largest one in that pattern paper. You could, if you want, cut the pattern paper in the largest one so there's no border if you really want it covered, but I thought a little bit of border add a bit of interest to it. And then you want to cut yourself two of the internal mechanism there. We're going to stick these two back to back, and then everything else is the decoration. So stick those two together if you want something similar to me, and stick those all down. And then I'm going to just trim off this one here and this one here, and then I'm going to stick that back over the top. What I'm also going to do, and that I recommend in all of my tutorials, is just go over your score lines. So the die will leave a line where the score lines are, but I just like to go back over them again. So I'm just lining up this like slot here on the track, and then just find the track that these ones line up on, like so. I'm not going to worry about that one because I'll be able to just use that fold. So I can just fold this one because it's paper, like so, and then I'm going to add my glue to the back. So I'm using the construction glue. These slots here, probably easier to show you on this one. These slots here are for these tabs, these like mushroom shapes. So this size will go on the large circle, and then this size will go on the medium circle. I haven't put them on the smallest circle because you have a bit of the tab sticking out, so you've got an area to build up on. But that's what they are. They're kind of little builder tabs. So if you want to create more dimension, then you can add more things to those. But I'm going to leave them for today, but you can see how they've been used on many of the samples. So I'm just sitting that over the top, again, making sure that lines up. Let that dry and then fold it. I'm just going to fold those tabs down for now. Just leave that to one side. Whilst that's drying, you can stick these two together. So fold all of the score lines, but you want to have them so that they are sticking out, all of them, like this. And again, on this one. So you have these sticking out to the left, these ones sticking out to the right, and then you're going to stick the two together. And again, I'm going to use my construction glue. You don't want to put the glue on any of the tabs, just this. If I put it that way, you've got like a hammer shape, that's where you want to add your glue, and then just stick those together. So what I'd recommend now is just leaving it all to dry if you've added your mats and layers and everything, because you do want the glue to be, that's like my top tip with lots of the kinetic cards, is let your glue dry. So get all of your decoration now ready. So next I'm going to add my glue to these 4 tabs, and we're going to build up the internal piece like so. And then you're going to take your circle and you want to fold it so that you have mountain folds either side and a valley fold in the middle. You're going to slot this one through here, and you want to push it all the way down, and you need it to butt right up to the bottom there. As you're pushing down this piece, you want to push up this piece and fold the tabs either side. And again on this one here, as you can see there, that is pushed right down as far as it can go. And this is the position that it's going to be inside the card. So just give that a minute to dry. Okay, so once it's dry, you should be able to pull the sides down, and that is going to be the top of the hat. That's your first tier. So we're going to end up snipping a big portion of this away. When you do the single tier, you don't need all of this unless you are doing a single tier and you're building a scene and you want to use this as the support. So you can still keep it. Okay, next you're going to move on to these pieces here, and I would add a curve into these pieces. Once the glue's dry, give that a good shaping. You want it to have a bit of a bounce, so even when it's flat, it's going to kind of bounce back up a bit. That's just going to help when it all wants to pop up. Okay, so they're going to be this way. These tabs are the bottom because these are going to connect and slot through these ones here. So take one of the tabs and just run some glue all along there. And then stick the other one over the top. Okay, and then you just want to do the same at the other end. Okay, so that will all go flat, but it will have that bit of bounce to it. Next, we're going to take this one. When the glue's completely dry, you want to slide each of the tabs through the slots there. Do one at a time or both together, it's entirely up to you. Add my glue all under that tab and then fold that over. Make sure you get it straight. When you add the next one in, it will straighten up like so. You'll see they start to straighten out. Make sure you pull them completely through and then fold that over, and you've got a surface now to push down against. You can turn it this way. Now don't worry if it's got this shape at the moment, because once we add this piece, that will then start to give it more of a rounded shape. Now if you don't want this piece, then you could just stick that now into a card blank, just follow and just make sure that the middle fold here lines up with the middle fold of the card blank, and I will be sharing tutorials of that. But now we've got already that cute little kind of hat coming together. Now I got ahead of myself and started adding the glue there, so I'm just going to go back over this. Now this next step is really key. You need to make sure that you get this in the middle of this piece here. So that's why it's good to use liquid glue. Keep it slightly folded in your hand there and make sure that the wings are out like mine are there, and then pop it inside. Okay, so make sure you push it right down inside and just make sure you've got the same amount on each side. It's a smidge over 1 inch. I reckon I could go just a little bit to the left there for me. Yeah, that looks better. Literally just a little bit over 1 inch. Once you're happy that that's in place, just fold it all flat and stick that down. And what you can also do, if you want to do a test run, don't add the glue, pop this in, and this, you basically want to make sure that the circle can open within this piece. Once the tabs are stuck down, then that will hold itself in place. You see, like so. The tabs will be stuck slightly higher, so they won't dip down like that. But that's, if you just do a test run first and then add the glue and stick that piece down. But you can see how that's going to look. But these are going to fold up, not down, so you want to just pop those back out again. But I'm happy that I've got that in the middle, so I can just apply a bit more pressure there and just make sure that's secure. And you want it all nice and straight, so just look at the bottom here, you know, sit it next to a line on your mats, or, you know, just draw a line, and then make sure that the top here, see, that's a little bit, I could go that way a bit, there we go. So everything is straight. Now whilst that's drying, I'm going to stick it onto this piece here as well. So I'm just going to fold this one. Now if you want to cut this again in white and then cut it in half and then just take a little bit off of each side, you could then have it as your layer to write your message. So I'm going to take my construction glue and run it all over here. Make sure it's in the middle and then close that. You want to let it dry in the open shape. You want it to be stiffer to fold flat because you want it to go into its 3D form nice and easily. Okay, so that's all in place. Now we want to add glue to these tabs and stick them inside so it will pull this all open. And again, just do a little test. And you'll see when you push, I'm pushing the sides here, that will put it into its like circular shape. And it will be tight, it has to be. It's a snug fit so you get that finish. It won't dip down once you've stuck the tabs in place, but you can see it just brings it all together. So just pull those out. I'm just going to add glue there. And on this side. And then what you want to do is fold the card shut and make sure that they both fold down so they're mounting folds inside the card. Again, just lay it down and make sure that this is straight. And then those will stick in the middle of this piece, which means the circle will all line up. Okay, once you're happy it's all secure, open up the sides and you'll hear it kind of position itself and it will lock in like so. And now it's all ready for you to decorate. So this is where I said about this piece here, you may want to trim it down because I think I'm going to have Birthday Girl on the top. So I'm going to snip this right down like so. And I think I'm going to have that one there. And then maybe have some flowers around that. Now I've also got these pieces which are from that strip that I shared at the beginning. And I thought it'd be quite nice to run that around the bottom just to add a little bit of interest. So I may add that one. And then I've got all of these. I've coloured the flowers in to match the papers. So I'm going to have kind of a cluster of them on this side here with the leaves coming out. The Birthday Girl kind of there. I've got the Relax, which is from the set as well. I wanted that one down there, and then another sentiment at the top. The hairpin, which can just kind of slide in there. The gloves, I can, you know, pop them behind. Probably have them on this side. I've got my hot glue gun on. I just find when I'm building these clusters and layering a lot on top of each other, the hot glue for me just seems to is preferred, but you can use any glues for this. So I'm going to get this all stuck down. So that's everything stuck down. I have thrown everything at this just so that you get an idea on how it looks very full, but of course you don't need to add all of this. Can't wait to do this as an Easter bonnet because we've got the little rabbit in that set as well. So I'll be definitely revisiting this one. But look at the samples that have been shared on the Facebook group and during the launch video, because in there I show you the snowman's hat. There is a magician's hat. It can just be a top hat, and then you can turn it into a basket, a cake, 3-tiered cake, or just have it as a dimensional structure that you can build anything on and create different scenes. It will all fold flat, and that will fit into a 6x6 box envelope. And then you could have a little direction here. With my action stamp set, you could have open, just maybe here. It's pretty obvious what they got to do, but if you want to add something there, if you're worried that they won't know what to do, then just, you know, give that simple direction. And then you've got the space underneath there, like I said, to write your message. And I think it looks so sweet displayed. It's such a cute little keepsake. But you can also have the back for your message as well. If you don't want to have it underneath, just put the white layer dye over the top there, and that's where you can write your message. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. I will have the other tutorials linked up now, popping up now, that you might want to watch next, showing you other ways to use this die set. Just scroll down and click on the more and you'll see all of the links to the products used and my social channels. And as always, if you've enjoyed today and you're not subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button and then click the notification bell next to it, and that way you won't miss any future videos. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.